24 years. I worked for Charles Schwab from New York.
Yeah.
And so, basically, when you're speaking about options, the advantage of having them is so that you can only lose the amount of money that you pay for the premium.
Yes, to restrict your loss.
Exactly. But the risk is high, so they can go to zero, flat, but you're not paying. You don't have.
But it's limited. Yeah, I know. I know options.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the.
So you understand who this is? This is
The friend of Nir.
this is the finance guy. So he doesn't know as much as me, but he knows enough to understand what's happening once I tell him. Listen how it goes.
Fraud that point. So banks and all the banks are doing it systematically here, and so where you understand how the exercising of options work.
Yes, but there's difference between buying and selling and writing.
Right. Exactly. So I'm not talking about writing options. I'm just talking about the exercising of options. So
Yeah.
if I have 50 say put options of the QQQ, okay,
Yeah.
and those are in the money.
I know this is hard for you to follow because it's complicated.
Yeah,
to
it
read
is because you explained that to me before.
Yeah,
but now I'll think I'll do
Yeah,
it.
no. You're not gonna get the whole thing, maybe, but just listen to the words because look, it's really a kindergartner. I'm not saying, but would understand that there's something wrong here, even if you don't understand options.
Yeah.
Listen to what I'm explaining to him, because with options, the main thing with options is that the most you can lose is the money you put in. Like, say we were gonna buy those 2,000
Yeah.
options, that's the most you can lose.
And it would. Oh, okay.
But
it goes minus.
But yeah, with the fraud that they create by exercising them, and exercising is the key word, and it's a complicated derivative thing, but that's the fraud. Now listen and see what happens.
So
Yeah.
say they're in the money 20 cents.
Yeah.
And at expiration, first of all, the banks here don't find it necessary to be open on. During the law states that any bank or entity that sells U.S. securities or options needs to be open during the trading hours of the United States. That's the first rule. And none of the banks here are. And as a matter of fact, none of them.
How come? Well, I'm trading New York.
Okay.
And they are open. No, I'm not familiar with the option market, but with the market, they are open from open to close.
Who do you trade with?
Hapoalim and Mizrahi.
Okay. So have you tried calling them at 10 o'clock at night on Shabbat?
No, I tried calling.
Okay.
No, they don't answer. That's right.
Well, there's not that they're not answered. They're closed. They're closed.
Yeah.
So the most important day for options is when? Is the expiration, right? Which is
Right.
Fridays. Now, these banks have taken it to themselves not to be open. And they're not only they're not open, they're usually not open from the start of the market, which is 4:30 our time in Israel and 9:30 there. So that's not the problem. The problem comes where they are automatically exercising all options contracts that are in the money. You follow me? So
On expiration day.
on expiration, yeah, that's when they expire. So you're not, and I know that most options contracts do not get exercised. 90% of them, 95% of them are only
99, I would say.
99. Even better. Okay. So in order for options to be exercised, there's a lot of things that have to happen for the person to.
So options exit. See, what I do is what most 99% of the world does. They trade the option, the premium, like what it costs, 40 cents, 60 cents. When you exercise them, it means that you have to have the money in there. So if I had 100 contracts, it would be 10,000 shares of the QQQ, and it'll explain. And you have to have that money to exercise. It's your right to buy that option at that price. Okay.
Okay.
Follow me here.
You didn't want to do it.
But
They have to have the money. to exercise them. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can leverage them, so much, but the normal standards are if you don't have at least 50% of the money in your account to exercise them, it's the bank's responsibility to the three things they have to do. They have to either call you and tell you, look, it's 10 o'clock. Your options are in the money. So if you don't have the money to be leveraged, $3.5 million, which is, by the way, if I had 50 contracts, 100 contracts, the QQQ, when they're worth 300, if those get exercised, which they shouldn't in any way, because the bank definitely doesn't want to loan you the money.
The bank is exercising the options.
The bank, all banks in Israel, and I've done all of them: Bank Hapoalim, Bank Hapoalim, Bank Leumi, and Discount Bank. They are
Join the club.
automatically exercising any and all options in the money.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yes, and they have admitted that, both of them. So they blame it on the customer. Okay, so they say it's your fault that the option got.
But let's say
Uh-huh.
you reach the last hour
Yeah.
of the expiration date.
Okay.
If you didn't sell it,
What?
you yourself, and
Yep.
it remains, they exercise it?
That's right. So even if it's in the market, so God forbid, say this Friday I have options that are in the money, even 5 cents, even 1 cent. Okay.
Yeah.
If I don't automatically close them before 11, it doesn't matter what. If you have $0 in your account or what, they will exercise every single contract come Monday morning. Now, and it's automatic. So what they're supposed to do, what the industry standard and what the SEC says you have to do for options is if the person at 10 o'clock hasn't sold them, you have to call them first, and this is industry standard. You have to call them and tell them, look, your options are in the money. If you don't...
So I'm talking about Friday nights at 10 o'clock, because that's when the options are expiring, 1 hour before. Market closes. So 1 hour before, it's the bank's responsibility to get rid of those options for you if you don't. If you get hit by a car or something, so that you're not exposed to that risk come Monday morning. Okay? Now watch.
Get rid of them by 10:30. We're going to get rid of them for you. So they give you an opportunity first, okay?
Yeah.
At 10:30, they look at your account. They have a radar. Each bank should have a radar of all the options the customers have and which ones are in the money and which ones aren't. And so at 10:30, the ones that are in the money, even a little, or even close to being in the money, and they're not exercised and they're not sold by the customer, they have to sell them, okay? For you.
Well, they have to.
Two things there. So this is what the industry created so that they don't get exercised. Because when they get exercised, it leaves you, basically the way it happened to me, it left me $3.5 million short come Monday morning with no money to cover it. Automatically, why? For the commissions, which come to about $20,000. Okay, now listen to how it goes. It's beautiful.
Sell them.
They have to, they're supposed to sell them, okay? They're supposed to. Now,
Okay.
Now, even there's a third way. Now, this is how serious the SEC takes this, and that with options expirations, because they don't want customers.
Get the regulation of the SEC?
Of course. It's
Okay.
because
Okay.
I'll explain to you why. But even at 11 o'clock, when the market closes, okay?
Yeah.
If Bank Hapoalim wanted to, they have up to an hour and a half after the market closes, and this is how they make sure that nobody's options get exercised that doesn't have the money or doesn't want them exercised. What they do is they write a do not exercise to the OCC. The OCC is the Options Clearinghouse, and up to 12:30 at night, or
He knows, but he doesn't exactly know. But he's trying to figure out, because he's not an options trader, but he knows financials, but you'll see.
or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the Charles Schwab or Bank Hapoalim or Joe Schmo, whoever is selling the U.S., has the opportunity to make sure they do a do not call and they don't get exercise come on. Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
why is that important? Now, say it was.
Speak it down.
She's trying to.
I had those
Speak
100
it down.
contracts, okay, and I have no other money in my account.
But it's okay.
Okay.
Fix me, don't do that.
Now, if they get now, save 20 cents in the month. Doesn't matter how much. Okay. What happens that coming Monday? Okay. There's a couple of things that happen. One is this is why they want them automatically exercised. It's because of
So all the possibilities that it go up.
no.
The
They
stock
want the
goes up,
commission.
down.
No. Listen to me. Listen. If they're automatically exercising all options, okay, that are in their month.
Yeah.
Think about this. So if there's just 100 contracts, just 100 contracts, if you multiply 100 times, say, when this happened to me, it was around $300, okay? How much do I have to have there? So that's 10,000 shares times $300. That means, yeah. These are true stories. So come Monday morning, guess what? Who by accident, I've done this 24 years and they got me twice, 2 different banks. But just imagine how many people didn't know about this. Their options get exercised automatically, and come Monday morning, they're exposed to the market. $3 million, not shekels, $3 million short. Okay. Now that's so look. There's a couple of problems with that. One is I don't have the money to even cover one hundredth of that money. Okay. The bank should never be leveraging. Why would the bank loan you $3 million for the weekend? Why? Because those 100 contracts now become 10,000 shares. And they get you on both sides. They get you once on the buy side because the put, you got to sell it first. When you exercise puts, so you're selling 10,000 shares first. And guess what? There's a large commission for that. Almost $12,000. Okay?
Right.
And then they tell you have to cover these positions at the opening of the market Monday. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
And this is all recorded.
And you get the loss if there's a loss.
So look, no, there's gonna be a loss, even if they're in the money 50 cents. Okay, check this out.
Yeah.
If they're in the money 50 cents, and you don't sell them say at 10:30, they're in the money 50 cents. The contracts are gonna be worth about 60, 70 cents a piece. Okay, so if they sold them for you, or if they did their job and sold them, what would you get? You get 70 times 100. You get $7,000, right? Or $700. 700. No, $7,000. Because if there's 70 cents, you have 100 contracts.
7,000.
Yeah.
That's $7,000 you get, right? So if but guess what?
That's
The
if
only
they did their
commission
job.
they make then is the $25 they charged you for the contracts.
Let me ask you one question.
Sure.
You've been in that mess twice.
By 2 different banks. By Bank Hapoalim and Bank Leumi. Yeah.
Do you have the documentation?
Oh, come on. I have more documentation. I have audios. I have videos. I basically snaked them twice. When I realized what you're doing. When I realized what you're doing.
We can make a class action, but
Of course.
the question is how many Israelis are trading options to the expiration?
A lot.
A lot to the
Let me-
expiration.
No expiration, yeah, because that's the day it's most volatile. There's a lot of people that buy them just on expiration day and trade them.
Yeah, I read about the zero DTE. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So look, this is what happened. So now they've charged me on originally I bought these contracts at 50 cents. The most I should have lost is $5,000, right? 5,000.
Yeah.
But guess what? Now I'm in the hole come Monday morning automatically. 24,000 in just commission. Just commission.
Yeah.
Okay?
I understand.
Right.
I think we have a case for class action.
Big one. And here's the thing. Listen, they do this with impunity, and the way they've been getting away with this, I'm going to explain to you. They're very strict about having every single customer sign a 2-page paper that is all in Ivri, and that 2-page piece of paper, they're basically has nothing to do with the SEC regulation. It's completely the opposite.
Just a minute. My son-in-law.
Go ahead.
He's a smart guy, though.
Huh?
It's
Okay.
easy.
Sorry.
Securities
No,
Exchange
it's okay, no
Commission.
problem.
The
So they have you
regulation
sign these
regulates.
2 pages of paper, and basically, whatever they're having you sign, it doesn't matter. It's null and void if it does not coincide with the SEC regulation. Why? Because it's not the Israeli market, and this isn't Israel right now. It's the U.S. You're trading the U.S. market, and that's the fraud. That's how they've gotten away with it, because they make you sign this page paper that doesn't coincide with the SEC. And the
But
people,
they do it through an American agent. They don't do it themselves.
say that one more time.
The Israeli banks
Mm-hmm.
are doing their business in the stock market
Mm-hmm.
by an agent,
An agent, that's right.
Schwab or other.
That's right. That's right. But that's fine. But the Schwab isn't regulated.
And that at the Schwab or the other agent, they do not follow that SEC regulations if the customer is from Bank Hapoalim or Bank Leumi.
If they leave it up to Bank Leumi and Bank Hapoalim to follow the SEC regulations. They don't govern them. They're just a broker they're just a middleman between me and Schwab.
Yeah, I understand it.
So it's their responsibility. So here's how they get away with it. So this 2-page paper, they say you're this, you're that, and it has nothing to do with the SEC regulations. It's completely fraudulent. And so someone like me loses $280,000. I lost $280,000 on one trade.
Yeah.
And look, this is
No, but let me understand something. Bank Hapoalim, say it's Bank Hapoalim. Bank Hapoalim is a customer of Schwab, right?
they're not a customer of Schwab. They have
The other agents, it doesn't matter.
they have
That American agent
Uh-huh.
for Bank Hapoalim,
uh-huh.
he follows the regulation of the
That's right.
SEC,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, absolutely. They have
Okay,
strictly.
so he has called, supposedly,
Mhm.
he has called Bank Hapoalim and said at 10 o'clock, 10:30, and they say, what do you want to do with that option?
No.
And Bank Hapoalim
No,
has
they don't.
responded.
No,
They
they don't. No. It's Bank Hapoalim's responsibility as their own entity, as they're an agent for whoever the intermediary broker is. The Bank Hapoalim acts as an agent. So whoever they sell to, there's lots of brokerage that they buy and sell from. It's not their responsibility. They're just a broker. It's Bank Hapoalim's responsibility to follow the SEC regulation.
Yeah.
So the 2
Okay,
pages.
I understand the problem. What I need is further documentations from your account, from that problems that occurred, and if you can bring or send me the SEC regulations regarding that matter, that they have to call you, etc., etc.
No, and it's not. Let me explain to you. It's not. It's not like a statute on page
I want
880.
to ask you a question.